Hello, everyone. So this is the small group portion of your one day where everyone can talk about their DUI. Who'd like to start? Well, I've been working this program for almost 15 years, and every time we circle up, it's always tough to come forward and talk about what happened. With that said, it's good to remember that everyone is here for a similar, if not the same reason. So it might be useful to think about the thread or core issue of why we're here. So we'll go around the circle, or whoever wants to go first, and we'll go circle from there. Just state your name and tell us your story. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Roland. Yeah, I was at a work party for a new restaurant that opened up. I had been bartending at for a few weeks. Pulled out of the driveway, didn't make it a mile before getting pulled over. Yeah, that was that. Didn't have the money for bail, so I spent the weekend at Hennepin County. Yeah, that's what's up.
So what's next?
Wrap this one-day thing up and get out of here, back on the road.
I mean the drinking and driving part.
That ain't happening again. Ever. You been to jail?
No.
Okay. As a black man in this country, I don't think there could be anything worse besides being on the other side of a cop's gun. So yeah, that ain't happening again.
Okay.
I live in a small town. I went to a friend's wedding. Drank a lot. I got a ride home probably around 3 a.m. I had to get up a couple hours later, around 6, to drive into work. And apparently, I paused at a stop sign. Didn't fully stop, so I was told. So a cop pulled me over, and she said she smelled liquor in the car, so that was that.
What happened with your job?
Didn't make it to work, obviously. But I spent a couple hours in county, and I got out that morning. My boss, I still have my job, so he didn't mind. He understood. He was very forgiving because he has a DUI as well.
Do you drive to your job now?
I mean, I would, if everyone in town didn't know each other. I gotta pay it off, figure things out. But honestly, I think it's actually one of the best things that's ever happened to me in my life.
Yeah?
I've driven worse. Way worse. It's like a wake-up call to a lease on a new life.
How about you?
I left the bar and walked home, so I was fine at that point. I have 3 other roommates, and one of them suffers from a mental health disorder and was beginning to get violent. My other roommate didn't feel safe, and me, having worked in a halfway house for so long, it's best to exit the environment if someone with the disorder is getting aggressive. So I decided to get us both out of the house before anything escalated, and my roommate and I got in my car, and I didn't get but a couple of blocks until I saw the lights.
That was fast.
Yeah, I blew a .09. Gave my roommate a $5,000 ride 4 blocks from the house.
Only 4 blocks, huh?
Apparently the average is less than a mile from where a drunk driver begins driving. I'm average.
What if they caught you 5 miles out? Would it be average then?
Then I'd be your not the average drunk driver, huh? I've made that same excuse so many times. Every time I tell someone the story. The one thing I haven't said is, I drank and drove, and I messed up. And I've told that story to my mom, and my friends, and my coworkers, and every time it's like, oh, .09. Dude, you were barely over. But I was. I made the choice to go and do that.
How does it make you feel when people say it's only .09?
Exonerated. And, not responsible.
And here?
Accountable. Very accountable. How could you not be?
Would you like to go next?
Yeah. I'm Cole. Got pulled over after bar closed.
What happened after?
The cops just being cops. Took me to jail for a hot minute. Took my license. Yeah.
How's that going?
Still driving. I drove here.
And you're okay with that risk?
I mean, I'm not drinking and driving. Just gonna wrap this up and that'll be that.
Do you ever get anxiety, like driving around knowing that your license is revoked?
No, I don't care.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I had a moment where I was gonna get behind the wheel and drive to the grocery store for some food, but knowing that my license is suspended, I just seized up.
Like you knew they was watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Ever since I got pulled over, like, I just get real tense, and even hearing a cop car, I just kind of get worked up and freeze.
Does anyone have a similar experience?
When I got pulled over, the cop was very terse with me. I'm Emma. So he was really aggressive when he put the cuffs on. And I apologized and just started crying and seized up. And it's really awful crying and having this panic attack while you're handcuffed in the back of a squad car, you know? I was a mess.
How does that make you feel thinking about that now?
Horrible. It was bad enough I was over the limit. Bad enough I made a decision that stupid. And even worse, that I was treated like I was subhuman. Guess I had it coming, though. Put other people's lives at risk and probably deserved a few stern words.
Crime and punishment is one thing, but beating yourself up is another. Or do you think it's all part of the DUI?
I think the embarrassment and shame are part of getting caught. I mean, I'd done this before and just didn't get caught. So it was like getting arrested was taking the rap for every single time I'd done it before. What's the average again? Someone drives drunk before they get caught? Yeah.
80.
I can't say I've done it that many times, but however many, I felt each and every irresponsible action I've made when I got pulled over.
Do you think you deserve to be talked to by the cops like that?
I want to say no, but I don't know.
Would you like to go next?
My name's Reggie, and was leaving a bar in St. Paul, headed back home, and I got pulled over doing 83 on the highway.
Wow.
Yeah, I had too much to drink, and I got taken downtown. I was a little over the edge, so they put me in holding, and then I got into booking, and made a few fine friends there, and then I called my wife from jail.
And how did she process that?
Then it was pretty bad. It was horrible. I mean, if this had happened in my 20s, that'd have been one thing. Would have been another thing if this happened and I didn't have any family. But this was definitely a public exhibition of how much I need to recalibrate my responsibility to my family. Yeah, and I just let my ego take right over. I just sloughed it off in the beginning. But now, my wife, she's processing it better since I started taking inventory of my actions and responsibility for them. So that's going better, and it ain't even on her. It's just mainly about me, taking responsibility, and she just doesn't want to hang out with the guy that doesn't want to take responsibility for a moment devoid of responsibility.
Do you have children?
Yeah.
Did you tell them?
In a way, yeah. I think my youngest doesn't understand what happened or what's going on, so that's going to be what it is until he's old enough to know what's going on. My oldest definitely knows what happened, and that's been tough for her, I think. I think it's rough for her to see her parent suffer the consequences of their actions morally and legally. And, it turns the relationship on its side. And so, it's part of the deal. It's part of the deal. And, right now it's me managing my end of the deal as best I can. And, being here has definitely helped, to be honest.
Well, wrapping up, and we always go to this before we go back to the big group, just to have a final talking point before we adjourn. Does someone know anyone that's died in an alcohol-related car accident?
I do. It happened during high school, after prom. A bunch of us went to a house party. They had kegs, DJ. It was pretty cool, but I didn't personally know him, but he was in our grade. But I guess he just had a lot too much to drink. He got in a fight with his girlfriend, the one that he went to prom with, and he got mad at her, upset, and just took off. She tried taking the keys, but